Hello folks, this is Nitin welcoming you to the AI University channel where you can learn all your favorite digital technologies like machine learning, deep learning, AI, big data, Hadoop, virtual reality, augmented reality and cloud computing. This is a continuation of the previous video, and in this video I will go in a step-by-step manner to build a speech recognition based project where a user can give a voice command in his or her computer's microphone so that the speech recognition API can understand that speech. The voice command captured will then trigger a web based query in a web browser to open youtube.com automatically and search for a particular video based on the keyword a user has uttered. After that, it will select one video from the YouTube page automatically, thereby playing it in a VLC media player available on your computer. So in a nutshell, not only youtube.com will be opened in a separate web browser automatically, but also a video will be searched on YouTube and played in a VLC media player automatically based on a voice command given. So stay connected till the end of this video and this series to acquire complete knowledge. If you are new here, then consider subscribing to this channel, or if you have already subscribed, then click on the bell icon to receive the notifications about hottest technologies of 21st century. Folks, we learnt in detail the basics of speech recognition through several previous videos, and in this video we are going to utilize the knowledge we have acquired to build a project in which we will fire a web-based query on YouTube to search for a video using a particular keyword which we are going to speak out in the microphone. Please note that youtube.com will be opened automatically based on the voice command we are going to give. The application will then be able to understand the keyword we are going to speak and will open the youtube.com website in the separate web browser by itself. And then it will search for the videos related to that keyword which we have uttered. The application will then pick the first legitimate video from the YouTube page and play that video in a VLC media player. So let's get straight to the Jupyter notebook. So you can see that first I am importing the important or necessary libraries to build this application or building this speech recognition based project. So first one is this speech recognition package which will be used to perform speech to text translation. The second one is web browser package which is used to launch a web browser. The third package is PAFI which is used to retrieve YouTube content and the related metadata such as view count, rating, keywords, duration, etc. We can install this package using command called pip install PAFI. I will also provide the installation commands in the description section of this video. The fourth package is VLC, which is used to play audio and video in the VLC media player on our computer. We can install this package using command pip install python-vlc. Next library or the package is urllib.request, which is used to fetch the URLs for many URL schemes. The next library is Beautiful Soup, which is used to perform some web scraping on a given HTML web page. And since we are going to scrape the youtube.com search page data, so that's why we need this particular library. And we can install this package using command called pip install beautiful soup 4. The last one is time, and this particular library is required to get the VLC media player opened for a specific duration of time, which I'm going to explain later in the video. Moving on, so in the next line I'm creating an empty list here with the name link list. This list will store all the video URLs from a given YouTube page or the given YouTube search page. This list will be used down the line. Okay, so in the next line I am creating these two recognizer class based objects called recog1 and recog2, which I'm going to definitely utilize down the line. Next, I have created an object of microphone class here and gave it a name MC. I'm using microphone called Microsoft Sound Mapper Input, which is available on my computer and whose device index value is 0. So that's why I have mentioned device index as 0 as an argument here. If you want to get the details pertaining device index values and what it is, then watch the video given in the I button above. Now, in order to capture microphone input or listen to the microphone, we can use a method called listen here, right? And which is associated with the recognizer class. We will use this method inside the with block, and the method listen basically takes an argument which is nothing but audio source called microphone here. So this source which is being used here. So basically this method tries to capture the input from the microphone until it hears nothing or encounters the silence. The various print statements given here inside the with block are for informational purpose and will guide you to take an appropriate action. So that's why these are mentioned here. Moving on. So in the next line, we have a if condition block here, which actually tells the application that we are looking for a search keyword. That is, it will check if the word search is present in our speech. If it is present, then it will proceed to the next series of steps given here. Please note that recognize Google or recognize_Google method converts our speech into text. If that text contains the word search, then it will move on to the next line where we are assigning the YouTube search query URL, which we are going to use for searching a particular keyword on youtube.com. In the next line, we are actually using another with block here to capture or listen the search query keyword for which we want the related videos on YouTube. And you will going to see it in action shortly. Now the next block of try and accept is where all the magic is happening. In the try block, first we are actually converting the speech into text using recognize Google method, which actually is taking the search query keyword name as an argument here. Okay. In a nutshell, the variable get keyword, this one, holds the search query keyword. The next line wb.get .open underscore new and then in the brackets URL plus get keyword opens the default Chrome browser and opens the youtube.com search page, providing the result associated with the keyword provided through speech. Okay, so URL plus get keyword contain the concatenated value of YouTube search link, which is this one, and the search keyword which was uttered by user here. Okay, now through this code response equals to url lib dot request dot url open, we are just assigning the opening of a URL to a variable called response. In the next line, we are just reading the content or data of the website page whose link is provided through concatenated string URL plus get keyword, which is nothing but a YouTube search page searching for a particular keyword. In the next two lines here, we are just using Beautiful Soup package to scrape the data or content of the YouTube search page. That is, we are trying to get the links of videos that will appear in search result for a particular query on YouTube page. Then I'm storing all those video links in our empty list called link list here. So basically I'm just appending all those links in this empty list called link list, which actually we defined above. So once this code is executed, this list will contain all the URL links or video links in this particular list. Now, as I told you earlier, Peffy is a Python library that can play content from YouTube in your chosen media player. So the line video link equals to peffy.new and in the bracket link list 1 tells Pefi about the URL of the video which we want to play in the VLC media player. Please note that I am passing the URL of the second video on the YouTube page using this argument called link list 1. As you all already know that indexing in Python always starts from 0. So link list 1 means we are referring the second video. So basically this particular argument will hold the URL link of the second video of a YouTube search page. Next line, best link equals to video link dot get best returns the best video format for the media. In the next line, we are creating a media player object which will store the name of the URL stream given inside the bracket. And then in the next line, we are just telling the media object to play by making use of method called play. This method. One more thing, that you need to have VLC media player installed on your operating system before you play any audio or video. So you can download the VLC media from the download link I have provided in the description section of this video. Moving on, in the next line I'm just telling this media player to stay opened for 10 seconds. You can in fact increase this particular duration by changing the value as, let us say, 60. So it will open for 1 minute. And in order to do that, I'm just using this particular method called sleep associated with time library. Okay. And this next line, media.stop, will stop the playback once it encounters this particular statement. So let me first comment these two statements, because obviously I just wanted to showcase the video in the media VLC media player as well as in YouTube to tell you that both of these videos are same. That is, the video which is going to be played in a VLC media player is the one which is available in the YouTube. So I just wanted to show you, so that's why I have commented these two statements for now. And just wanted to actually, it is a kind of a validation step where I wanted to show you that our application has picked up, or the speech recognition project has application has picked up the second video of the YouTube page successfully. So the next two blocks of accept statements are nothing but this is where I'm just trying to handle the errors. Okay. So if there is an unknown value error, then it will throw a message called unable to understand the input. And if it is not able to process the request successfully, then it will throw this message unable to provide required output. All right. So let's see it in action. Okay. In the real time. So let me run this cell. Search coding. So now you can see that a new tab is opened in the in my Chrome web browser, and it is searching for the videos related to coding. Okay. And at the same time it has also opened this particular VLC media player video. So you can see that speech recognition API has captured our voice, and based on the keyword which we have provided, and the keyword was coding here. All right. So it, based on that keyword, it provided the list of all the related videos. That is, it has provided all the videos related to coding, and you can see that it has taken the search query as coding here, right? And it has opened all the coding related videos. So it successfully searched for all the videos related to coding and provided this complete list. And then after that, it actually opened this second video, right? Because we provided the argument as link list 1 here, right? Here, right? So that's why it opened the second video in the media player here. Because the first video is always a sponsor video, so that's why I refrained from opening the sponsored video. Alright, so if I open this video, you can see that this is the same video which has opened in the VLC media player. Let's validate that. So this is the same video. You can see that same person is speaking here in the YouTube, and the same video has been played in the VLC media player. So let's close this player. So this player, I wanted to close it, and definitely I can utilize this particular statement, and let's run it, and you can see that VLC media player is closed now. Let me pause it. So this is the way basically speech recognition API took our voice command and opened a separate web browser or a separate web browser window where it has opened youtube.com search page, searched our video based on the query we have provided. So the keyword we provided was coding, okay, and based on that keyword it opened all the videos related to coding. Then it picked up this second video automatically and played it in a VLC media player, which I showed you just now. So folks, this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed and learned a lot of things from this speech recognition hands-on based project series. So here is today's question. Do you want to see such hands-on project based series in future? If yes, then please feel free to drop a comment in the comment box and tell me the topic of your choice. If you are watching this video and you are not already a subscriber to our channel, consider clicking that little subscribe button. In case you have already subscribed, then click on the bell icon to receive the notifications whenever I will release a new video. So thanks for hanging out with me guys. I will be covering next topic in the upcoming video, so keep on watching. Thank you.